Hotel was going down. I'm Donald Nelson with Supreme Confidence. You listen to today's episode of the Confidence in the Clutch podcast on the Confidence in the Clutch network. Whether it's a game of basketball or the game of life, you got to have confidence in the clutch. Practice makes confidence. Pressure makes diamonds. Stay sucker free. Keep it a buck like Milwaukee. I am the IP. Stay woke or get out. Gold ball or bust. You can't fit in when you're standing out. Colorism is dead. Black is black. Every disagreement is not a fight. Get your confidence together. Get your clutch together. Support your own. Listen to the network on various platforms. ConfidenceInTheClutch.podbean.com, Apple, Google, Spotify, YouTube. Search Confidence in the Clutch. Subscribe, share, rate, and review. It's important. Visit us on Facebook at Confidence in the Clutch. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at KITK. Coming up tonight, we come talk about free agency, dust settling, Bucks decisions. Got J.I. on with me for that piece of the podcast. Free agents, winners and losers, NBA draft, NFL Week 12. You already know I'm starting off with something to grow on. I think that's going to have to be the beginning segment of my podcast. I need to type that up. Something to grow on, y'all. Like always, bring you quality content with strong opinions and facts. Y'all know what it is. The confidence starts right now. 3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3, in the clutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence.
4, 5, 6.
In the clutch.
Yo, what's cracking, y'all? Recording this Wednesday, November 25th at 10:52 in the evening time, man. Let's get right into it, y'all. You already know what it is. Confidence in the clutch. Strap in. Let's go. Yo. Tell y'all something, man. This is just something to grow on. I'm gonna do this every beginning of each pod. I'm gonna give y'all something to grow on. This week, I want to talk about the Kyle Rittenhouse getting out of jail joint, right? And Silver Spoons. Silver Spoons used to be one of my favorite shows. Silver Spoons, Ricky Schroeder. Guy had plenty of bread. I can't remember if he was adopted or not. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Him and another guy that made some pillows or whatever was able to be the front people to get the money for Kyle to get out of jail. $2 million bail. This is what you believe in. Believe in what you believe in. Stand up for what you stand for. My something to grow on is where the hood at? When y'all people go to jail for doing stuff, y'all don't get them out of jail. Why y'all don't get y'all people out of jail? They can raise $2 million to get y'all can't even get 2,000 sometimes, 200 to get your people out of jail, man. So what I'm saying is if other people can get their people out of jail, why the hood don't get their people out of jail? They make them sit up in there. It's dangerous up in there. A lot of stuff be going on. They got to sit. So my something to grow on is get your people out of jail. This ain't about Kyle Rittenhouse if he was guilty or innocent. I honestly think he's going to get off on 2 of those, though. 2 of the 3 people he shot, he's going to get off. The first person, unless it's a Molotov, if it's a Molotov cocktail he was throwing at him, he might get off on all 3. He's going to get charged with having the guns. It's just the way the law is. I mean, I don't make the laws. Just if you look at it from a legal thing, he might get off on the shootings. I'm not for sure. It's too much. There's too much going on that night. That's what I will say. But we ain't here for that. We here for get your people out. So if he can get out, get y'all people out, man. Y'all talk about y'all trapping so hard. We got all this bread. We doing all this. Get your people out of jail, man, when they go down. Especially if you believe they're innocent and they shouldn't be going down. Get your people out of jail, man. That's all I got to say, man. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. The draft. Well, we talking about the draft and free agency, man. Here's the thing. The draft, the top 3 went almost like I thought. Remember last week I said Edwards 1, Ball 2, and Wiseman 3, and it flip-flopped with Wiseman and Ball. That is what it is. Of course, the terrible injury to Clay, which was terrible. Well, I'm talking about that next. That Bulls pick seemed out of place to me, but it's fine. It's their pick. Halliburton slipping is the consensus wrong move by some teams that had the opportunity, and that might be that one. You know what I'm saying? I don't like people to slip because when they slip, it messes with their money a little bit. But I will say this. If you needed a guard, that might have been a guard for you. You know what I mean? He has high praise by a lot of people, and maybe not. Maybe it would have been a bust. I don't know, but that's all I got to say about that draft, though. I watched it, even though it was kind of But I watched it though, because I like seeing young black men being able to get to the point where they can get to their dreams, right? Get to the league, man. So that's it. Moving on. Golden State Warriors. Klay Thompson tears Achilles and is out for the season. He was recovered from a torn ACL. This is devastating. In reference to the draft, I know Golden State probably wished they would have picked LaMelo Ball. And get better, Klay, man. All that shit, it don't matter. Get better, Klay, man. Come back. We miss you, bro. We're praying for you. We hope you do all right, man, in this recovery. Man, just come back, bro. Just come back when you healthy. We be here waiting. We true friends, man. Let's get into this free agency, man. A lot of shit, wacky free agency. A lot of shit started off with the weak-ass Bucks, and I got Jay coming on later to talk about the Bucks and how they fucked up the Bogdanovich money for the trade to get him. You can't sign and trade on Tuesday or late Monday night, early Tuesday, when free agency doesn't open up to Friday, fools. But you know, when you're talking too much and people in the league don't want that to happen, they want Giannis to leave, there's a lot of hate that go down with that. It's terrible, though. Terrible. Let me talk about my major player winners of the free agency. It's the motherfucking Los Angeles Lakers. All day. KCP comes back, signs a three-year contract for $40. He had a player option for $8.5. Come up. Oh, Montrezl Harrell from the Clippers signs 2-year, $19 million with the Lakers. Mid-level exemption. He's a sixth man of the year. Walks across the hall. I'm with it. Sorry to see his brother go from the Bucks. Wesley Matthews signed a 2-year, $3.6 million deal with the Lakers. And Marc Gasol signs 2-year veteran minimum with the Lakers, coming over from the Toronto Raptors. So we had to trade JaVale to free up some money. Dwight Howard went and signed with the Sixers. So we got Marc Gasol and Montrez. Okay, let's run it back. We got Markieff is back. And what did he say? He did say, run it back. Run that shit back, cuz. Let's do it. Speaking of Markieff, his brother Marcus Morris signs the four-year for $64 million deal with the Clippers. Serge Ibaka signs a 2-year for $19 million deal. That mid-level exemption with the Clippers, leaving Toronto. Both are big signings after losing Harrell to the Lakers and JaMychal Green to the Nuggets for 2 for $15, right? JaMychal Green, 2 years for $15 million. The Clippers, it's in a different mode right now. You know what I mean? They got a new coach. They got to figure it out. We got to figure out our superstar shit and make it right, man. I hope they figure it out. I just like good competition. But they were there. They were there, and they, no, I take that back. They were not there. The Lakers were there. Right, they made where they needed to get to so that we could see who was the king of LA. It's too much hype, too much shit, too much finger pointing, too much saying who ain't doing this, who ain't doing that. Just figure it out. I hope they get that shit tight. But I'm not finna put all of this on Montrezl Harrell. I wasn't there. But when you get called out, people don't like it, and they know these cats can lead. They got to have a fall guy for it, right? So it is what it is. But we're happy to have Montrezl across the hall. Moving on. Philadelphia says, look at me. You know what I mean? They trade Al Horford to Oklahoma City for Danny Green and Ferguson. That's a nice-ass trade. They traded for Seth Curry from Dallas. That's a nice-ass trade. They signed Dwight Howard. That's a nice-ass pickup. 1 year, $2.6 million. Listen, they're getting the shooters they need to run this back one more time with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. When Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons was playing well, they had shooters, JJ and them out there. Listen, they still got Tobias Harris. Listen, these moves, to me, kind of still scream trade Simmons for Harden. I don't think they're going to pull some trade deadline shit. They might be balling. But it does make sense. That's what we're going to do once the season starts, to trade Simmons for Harden if that shit don't work. If Harden came back with a different game. I don't see that dribble shit working with them shooters like that. With shooters like that, we know what's happening. But I can't see that shit working with Doc Rivers like that. I just can't see that. But we'll see. All right. The Bull. Bogdanovich signs the 4-year, $72 million offer sheet with the with the Hawks. Kings didn't match that shit. They put the poison pill. What they do? They do the what did they do, man? They get that the Hawks said we're gonna give them 4 years for $72 million with a player option with a trade kicker in Atlanta. He gone. They made sure Sacktown could not re-sign that boy, right? And then Rondo signs a 2-year for $15 million with the Hawks. He had to. He had a 2.6 player option with the Lakers. He had to go get the bag. Had to go get the money. Had to. Shout out to Rondo. Love you, boy. Now, rookie extensions. Woo! Let's look at it, baby. Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox, Bam Adebayo, Brandon Ingram, all signed 5-year, not Brandon Ingram, Bam Adebayo. They all signed 5-year, $163 million extensions. Can get up to 195 with incentives for making all NBA. Shout out to them brothers. I love that. I love all four of them brothers. They go hard. And I really like Jason Tatum a lot. I like them all though, but I like Jason Tatum a lot, man. Shout out to them brothers, man. They solidified themselves, man. That's legacy money for the family, man. The Knicks also say, look at me. They're definitely in the Russell Harden sweepstakes when they shredded $40 million of salary. They draft Obi Toppin. Man, let's see what the Knicks finna do. They might be finna turn that corner. And don't sleep. Giannis might be like, I want to go to New York. I want to play for the Knicks. Like we gotta chill with all that, man. We don't know what Giannis is gonna do, fam. So previously mentioned Brandon Ingram. He signed the 5-year, $158 extension with the Pelicans. Gordon Hayward signed the 4-year, $120 million deal with the Hornets. He just walked away from $34 million from the Seas. Hell of a deal for him. But I got a question for you. Are the Hornets the Great White Hope team? Then they draft like Adam Morris. They got Frank Kaminsky. Now they got Gordon Hayward. I don't know. Maybe so. The Celtics signed Tristan Thompson and Jeff Teague. Fred VanVleet resigns for 4 years, $85 million with the Raptors, which is the largest contract ever for a non-drafted player. Pelicans get Adams in the holiday trade. Steven Adams, that is. Avery Bradley signs 2 year, $11.6 million with the Heat. I don't know how that's gonna go though. I don't know how that one's gonna go though. You feel me? I don't know. Hopefully it goes great, but you know, how you gonna jump off the lake show, fam? What's wrong with you? Do your thing though, man. My question is, half of the money he had for the player option for the Lakers. Like he had a player option, half of that 11.6 was the player option. Just get your money after this year and run it back. But he went for the bag. Good luck to you. Jay Crowder signs a 3-year, $30 million with Suns. That's a key signing for them. And my main man, Melo, signed a 1-year league minimum with the Blazers, man. So you already know what it is, man. I'm finna bring in my boy, J.I., man, on the Confidence in the Klutch Network, man. For real. Let me take this small little break.
We call no big homie. No, what he like, we gonna call his the OG special.
And like I told you, I had to grab Jay for this one. We from the mill. What's cracking, Jay?
What's going down?
Man, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already know how we do it over here. Let's talk about these Bucks, man. I need to know, before we get into it, what are you thinking? How are you feeling about these Bucks and the moves we made?
Man, overall, it was, in my mind, it was unsuccessful. I'm happy we got Drew Holiday, quality upgrade. Always like Drew game from back in the day at UCLA. Kind of like one of the underrated guards in the league, because I don't necessarily know if he a 1 or a 2, but I just know he a real good guard, defensive guard. And I think some of the times where Bledsoe and them was shrinking in the moments, he gonna come through for us. Mm-hmm. The whole Bogdan situation. Mm-hmm. We could probably spend a whole segment just talking on that, but bottom line is we didn't get it done. He not on the team. He signed with Atlanta. And then we made a lot of moves, to me, kind of frantic moves with the Bobby Portis and the DJ Augustine, Bryn Forbes, I believe. And then I don't know the fourth player. But I don't know. They not proven commodities. You know what I'm saying? They not coming from winning programs or nothing like that. DJ Augustine a little bit. I think he's been in the playoffs a few times. But besides that, Bobby Portis, Bryn Forbes, all those guys, I'm not really sold. So if all of this stuff was to keep Giannis in Milwaukee, I don't know really what's the real case that we making out here for it. I don't really know what's going through Giannis' mind. Right. But I'm not totally happy with. Plus, the whole thing, hey, I didn't even talk about it. Dog.
Go ahead, cuz.
Just say this don't even go right. This go all the way left. Giannis say, I'm leaving, I'm gone. Mm-hmm. Dude, for the next like 5 or 6 years, we pretty much turned into like
The Bucks.
The Chicago Bulls
No,
of
the
the
Bucks.
NBA.
No doubt.
The New York Knicks of the NBA. That's what we turn into.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Well, my initial reaction was whoever leaked that shit, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's all it was.
Man.
The leak got it fucked up. But it is what it is, man. People got to understand lawyers and agents, they may work for you, but they trying to get paid. So
No doubt.
you got if the agent knows it's another deal. Oh no. Lawyers, oh yeah, go ahead. I'll represent you. These billable hours, motherfucker. Like, nigga, it is
Right.
what it is. So my shit is, I'm like, man, whoever leaked this shit got Giannis the fuck out of here. That's my thing. So
Yep.
for everybody want to know, we talking about the Bucks. Like I previously stated, I was holding off for the Bucks after all the other moves that happened. So we had Bogdanovich on a sign and trade for like 4 cats, right? And it went through because you can't have a sign and trade on Tuesday when free agency don't start until Friday. So whoever even linked that verbiage, and of course, there's other teams in the league hating because they want Giannis to leave. That was part of it. So I'm like, all right. So then we squashed that. We know we got the Bledsoe and all. I mean, we got Bledsoe on them up out of here, but we reached deals with Bobby Portis and DJ Augustine. Portis a 2 year, $7.5 million deal with a player option. Why the fuck he get a player option? You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand for the second year. And then DJ Augustine got the 3 year, $21 million deal. Like, damn. So both these cats for 7, couldn't we just got one for 14? You know what I'm saying? Like,
We possibly could. I mean, I was even looking at it, playoff Rondo, somebody of that nature would have been cool to have. He ended up signing for 2 years for 15, so 7.5. So that was in the ballpark of what DJ Augustine ended up getting.
Man.
So I mean, what he really would have wanted to come to Milwaukee, and is Milwaukee as nice of a city as Atlanta? I'm from Milwaukee, but the answer is no. So, with that being said, we might have had to up his to like 10 or something. Like, hey, fam, we going to give you 10 a year.
Word.
But, it might have been worth it. I mean, only time will really tell now. I'm just kind of frustrated that we didn't upgrade the bench with veterans. Like, to win a championship, you need to have some veteran players out there, some good role players, people that know what they're going to do. Like, what's Bobby Porter's role? What's DJ Augustine role? Like, I don't really know.
I mean,
we'll soon find out.
Jay, if we get Bobby Portis, I'd rather go back and listen where Tony Snell at. I'd rather have Tony Snell than Bobby Portis.
I ain't the biggest. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't the biggest Bobby Portis fan, but I'm taking old Bobby.
Okay.
BP over. At least BP ready to get down. He'll throw hands if he got to.
But that's a loss of self-control. Like when me and you, if we raise our voice at our kids and yell and cuss them out, that means we're angry and lost control and don't solve shit. So yeah, he got the hands. He filed on somebody.
This sports though, sometimes that's needed though.
Yeah, sometimes it's needed when your kids tripping too.
What your boy Doc Rivers say? I didn't want to come in with the rah-rah speech. What does that do? Man, y'all got blew off the floor.
Man.
I might have had to come with the rah-rah one time.
Needed the motherfucking rah-rah. Because Kawhi ain't saying nothing.
That's the go-to move.
So Kawhi didn't say shit. Paul George said something. They basically told Paul George, man, shut the fuck up.
Basically. I would have said the same thing.
Shut your bitch ass up, man.
he did nothing throughout the year to show any type of like leadership or nothing. Like I don't think they just. I think they respect his basketball talent on the team, but I don't think they like respect him as a basketball player. They don't see him as like a dude that's getting it out the mud. I don't see it that way.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
yeah, no disrespect to Paul George, but I'm saying that's how it seemed like they was talking. As they was talking a little spicy to Cuz. Okay, so we got McConnington, Pat Connaughton. He back
on a $4 million deal, cheap deal. That was just really to round off the roster and kind of just do our due diligence. The question is going to be
3 years, $16 million.
Some of the guys that that wasn't a part of the trade, because we still got DiVincenzo, right?
Yeah, because they didn't hit it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So it was DiVincenzo, did Ersan retire or something happened? Well, we released
Ersan,
him.
we released him. That's why we couldn't make the Bogdanovich deal work because they knew Bogdanovich wasn't going to come, Jay. So we were owing him $7 million if he would have been on the roster. So we had to release
Right,
him last Thursday.
right. And
So
see, really, what they was gonna do, what they ended up doing was breaking down that money that they had, 20 million or whatever they was, working with, and get that to like 4 players.
yeah.
The problem I have is, when you kind of scatter with that. So for example, last year the Lakers, one of their targets was Kawhi, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they had that slot.
Mm-hmm.
And once they didn't get it, they filled out the roster with Avery Bradley and Danny Green, re-signed Rondo, eventually got Dwight Howard. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm cool with the moves. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's good moves, I'm down with it. But again, we grab like 4 unproven players.
Yeah.
And I don't see the upside. I don't see none of the 4 really developing into like a star. But like I said, if Giannis kind of figure it out when they build that wall against him to kind of get a go-to move or something different, because it's all on Giannis now, man. It ain't about these other dudes. I think Drew is gonna be steady. I think with Drew out there, Middleton might flourish a little bit better because he don't have to do everything.
Well, yeah,
On the
but
half court at least.
man,
You know what I
listen.
mean? I always said he could be a 3rd or 4th option on the championship team.
No Bogdanovich equals no chip. Like seriously, we could have had a nice starting 5.
Yeah.
It would have been straight. We would have been straight. It wasn't the best in the East, but we could have been straight. Augustine, he a little guard. Okay. Like I said, Bobby Portis. Okay. Like besides that, then we got Cuz. We got Drew, but when the numbers was, I like Drew, but we needed somebody else to go with Drew. Then we lost Cuz from Wes Matthews.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he at least he a 3-and-D. He ain't the best 3-point shooter, but he shot it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going back to this shit. That hard cap that came from that Holiday deal fucked up our money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because what the fuck Holiday? Holiday is what he signed to no, Bogdanovich, we had the $14 million, right, hard capped once we got the Holiday. So Bogdanovich goes sign him 4 years for $72 million with the player option with the trade kicker in the A. That was just a poison pill Atlanta threw out there, the dog, right?
Okay.
So my thing is, of course, if he was getting 14 from the mill and the A basically gave him 18 a year, 18 minus 14 equals 4, absolutely he need to go to Atlanta. I'm not coming to Milwaukee to play with Giannis for $4 million less. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that don't make no sense.
Right.
It's a better deal for Bogey. So it is what it is, and that's great agent work. Even though our agents want to get paid. No, I'm not gonna have you go to the mill to sign with Dog for 4 years and for less money and he can hit it. Well, you could be down in the A, you on Trey on his rookie contract, you know he gonna sign a rookie extension. You got John Collins, you got Rondo, you got Gallinari now, we balling. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think what one thing that they did do, they kind of set themselves up to be able to make some moves in the future a little bit just with cap flexibility and signing people to 1 or 2 year contracts.
Yeah.
So short-term contracts, and maybe, in the open market next year or somebody, you catch, a similar type of player. Maybe 2 years down the line, you make a run at Tyler Hero or somebody that's a playmaker. Because really, that's truly what you need. Either a playmaker from the wing position or the guard position.
Yeah.
That's just the modern day NBA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people that can dribble, pass, and shoot.
Yeah.
If you a specialist, that's fine. And we can find them on the open market for the cheap. Because we've been able to do that over the years. Find somebody that can hit corner threes and that type of stuff. But as far as like somebody that kind of stir the pot, that's our problem. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, shout out to the Bucks, man. I just think they just signed Giannis on a one-way ticket up out this joint. I mean, he got to take the money, though. So, I mean, he ain't got to, but I wouldn't take the money this year if I'm him. I'm waiting next year to see how we do. And then I might have to be out, but I'm going to let the Bucks get something for me. Hopefully do some sign and trade type of deal. I ain't going to leave them high and dry because they did draft me, but I don't know, man. It's just that Bogdanovich deal.
I mean, it hurt, you know, but as we seen in history, even with the Lakers trying to get Chris Paul and they vetoed the trade and whatever, I mean, certain franchises or whatever still had success despite of what was happening. So right
Mm-hmm.
now it might not be our time. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I still question the Brogdon trade. That
Man,
was a
that's
big
it.
one, or not the Brogdon trade, but
Yeah.
the choice not to pay him
Mm-hmm.
pretty much. I knew he had some problems with Milwaukee. He didn't really want to be here. Said it was a racist city to him. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't really necessarily blame him. But he went to Indiana.
We're down. Yeah, that
And
on.
you know what I mean? Like they got 75%. I think on the voting thing, it's a Republican state.
Mm-hmm.
70% voted for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, hey, do the math on that one. But
Yeah.
um, that was the mistake they made, and at the time, I can see how how a team could have did it because Bledsoe's contract was up before Brogdon's, and
Mm-hmm.
Bledsoe was a good guard on a team full of guards out in Phoenix,
Yeah. Yeah.
and end up kind of leveling up.
Yeah.
Made
Yeah.
an all defensive team, was playing pretty good, confident. But man, since that Boston series when they played and Kyrie was hurt and they had
Scary
Terry
Terry,
Rozier out
nigga.
there. Yeah, man, he ain't been the same since
It
then,
ain't been the
man.
same since though. So yeah, that was it though, man. But it's all good, man. Give me your best free agent move for the whole league, man.
Breast free agent move. Well, I'll just say um, it's a few decent moves, but I think some of the moves that's gonna move the needles is all the moves the Lakers did, man. They got the two best players right now. You got people that's playmakers now. Montrez for his position as a playmaker, you can give him the ball and move out the way. He can make something happen on his own. The same thing with Dennis Schroeder. Um, getting Marcus All was good. I think they're gonna miss having JaVale and Dwight, just having
Mm-hmm.
that athletic center presence.
Camaraderie
Um,
too.
who?
That camaraderie they had. You know what I'm saying? They had a nice
Yeah,
big man
yeah.
camaraderie, and that they brought the.
Camaraderie, and then just the fact of knowing they role. You know what I'm saying? Like they get
Mm-hmm.
an offensive rebound and pass it back out, not really trying to do much. I think now, because they got in some positions more talent. Sometimes talent, your mind tell you to try to do it by yourself. So I think that's going to be the thing. But I think they building a team for LeBron and AD to sit out some of these games. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
going to keep it real,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to be able to throw a little product on the floor that possibly can beat some of the weaker teams in the NBA with or without LeBron now.
Yeah, so I agree with you. That move right there to me, getting Montrez, even though they got Serge, getting Montrez though, because Montrez got secrets. You know what I'm saying? He got
Yeah,
game plans and you know how shit gonna roll and all that he can share with the Lakers. But anytime you can weaken your opponent, it's always a great thing. That Montrezl Harrell, but I believe the Schroeder deal, the Schroeder deal,
yeah,
because he's good. He's good, man.
and
So
that's where, like I said, they kind of won in free agency because for Dennis Schroeder, they gave up Danny Green
mm-hmm,
and I think was it a second round pick?
mm-hmm,
No. They gave up their first round pick this year,
yeah,
which was the 28th pick.
right,
You know what I
right,
mean? A
no,
guy that's really
right,
borderline, not almost not making the team.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Probably G
yeah.
League type dude. So that was man. And the Bucks gave up a lot of picks for Drew, which was cool. But I'm like, man, we ain't have we couldn't save a pick to bust that move.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah. It's all good
You
though.
know,
It's all good. It's all good. Shout out to
yeah.
Jay, man. You know it's always good when we get together, brother. Appreciate you. I wanted to make sure you
Already,
was part of
man.
it, man. Hold up, y'all.
And what we call no big homie, no, what he like, we gonna call his the OG special.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I go to great. I always had that in the thing. I got to do that in the thing. You know what I'm saying? When I take my little breaks, I got sounds and shit I could use. Though, but it is what it is. All right, y'all. Let's jump into it. Hey, man, I was watching Joe Budden Joe Budden podcast, man. Maul crazy in the bitch, man. When he's talking about he can't listen to Meg Stallion album come about. Oh, he got a big dick. That shit was funny as hell. And I get it. Like, dudes really can't run around doing that. Like, talking like that. Like I get it. Like listening to that shit, bumping that. I totally get what he talking about, man. But let's get into this Confidence in the Clutch NFL top 5 week 11 power rankings and all that. Let's do that, man. For real. Honorable mention this week. Seahawks 7-3, 30 in NFC West, lost to the Rams 23-16 this week at the Eagles. Russ got to get it together. Defense is terrible. He's trying to outgun everybody. Hopefully they can get it together, man. Otherwise, they might be one and done in the playoffs. The Bills 7-3, first in the AFC East. They had a bye this week. They had the Chargers. I look for the Bills to dominate that game. Now comes the time of the money. Is Josh Allen for real? Can the defense hold up? Is weather's getting cold now? We're gonna see what's cracking. Packers 7-3, first in the NFC North. Lost to the Colts 34-31 this week versus the Bears. Packers need to run a good couple of them off. They're in contention to try to get that first round bye, like all the teams in the NFC are right now. So we'll see what's going on. I have a five tie. What the fuck? A tie for fifth place. A 5 tie. What the hell are you talking about? And I have the Rams and the Colts. The Rams are 7-3, first in the NFC West. They beat the Buccaneers 27-24. This week they're versus the 49ers. The Rams defense is legit, and Jared Goff is doing just enough to make sure on offense they straight. Coming in also to ties the Colts, 7-3, the first in the AFC South. Beat the Packers 34-31. Their defense is legit, top 5 in almost every damn thing. This week they versus the Titans. We're going to see what's going on with them. Phillip Rivers is playing like a G. Number 4, the Titans. 7-3, second in the AFC South. They're at the Ravens. At the Ravens, they beat them, what was it, like 2 or something? 32-30 or some shit like that. I didn't look. I apologize, y'all. This week they at the Colts. Like I just said, it's a big game for first place in the AFC South. We're going to see what's going on. The Saints, number 3, 8-2, first in the NFC South. Beat the 49ers 27-13 this week at the Broncos. Look for the Saints to keep the train rolling. Everybody was seeing what Taysom Hill was going to do. They wanted Jameson to start, and he didn't. But Taysom went out there and did his Tebow, Lamar Jackson impression and went on ahead and played pretty well. We're going to see what he's going to do with these Broncos. Number 2 is a switcheroo. I got the Chiefs now, 9-1. Why? First in the AFC West, they beat the Raiders 35-31. The Raiders was balling, though. This week they have the Buccaneers to see what they do, but Mahomes and them still, I think they're making the bowl, and they make the bowl. I think they can win that joint. They're playing at a high level, but I got to give it up to the Steelers right now. 10-0, first in the AFC North, beat the Jaguars 27-3, not like the Packers who struggle with them. The only undefeated team in the league still this week they versus the Ravens. It's supposed to be in Thanksgiving night, which is tomorrow, but it's rescheduled because the Ravens had some COVID-19 issues. This is the second game that has been rescheduled for Pittsburgh, which life is not fair. We get that shit. We just want equality. And they already had to move their bye week and their whole schedule and plans around. Very unfortunate. I think the Ravens had enough to play, but the league said no. They want that good game for that primetime Thanksgiving game. We know what it is, y'all. So that's it, man. That's my top 5 Week 12 power rankings, man. So listen, it's Thanksgiving. I know a lot of y'all want to spend time with your families. Spend time with your families. If it's virtually, do the best job you can. If we got to be with people, make sure washing your hands. If you can be outside, be outside. Windows open if you got to be in the house. Let that air circulate. Try to maintain that food. That's going to be the tricky thing. Everybody going to get food. That's very tricky. I don't have to worry about all that because I ain't doing none of that. We ain't meeting up, whatever. The kids come get a plate. That's about it. You know what I mean? Like we can fellowship, but it is what it is. I'm not, with all that. And that's it, man. But enjoy your families, y'all. The ones that you can't get to, man, just understand it's getting greater later. And for everybody that lost somebody during this time frame, my heart goes out to you. Prayers to you and your family, asking for support, and we're praying for your loved ones' transition, y'all. Like always, get your confidence together, get your clutch together, support your own. Listen to the network on various platforms, Confidence in the Clutch, Apple, Google, Spotify, YouTube. Search Confidence in the Clutch. Subscribe, share, rate, and review. It's important. Visit us on Facebook at Confidence in the Clutch. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at KITK. Y'all have a safe and healthy night. Peace. 3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3 and the clutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence
4, 5, 6.
in the clutch.